More FPL. With Gameweek 6 over, it's time to go over my transfer tips for Gameweek 7. I'll give my thoughts on some of the most popular transfers in so far this week. Along the way, I'll discuss which players I'll be looking at for my wildcard draft in Gameweek 9. For a discussion of the main captaincy options for Gameweek 7, see my video, linked here. First, let's look at forwards, starting with Toney, by far the most popular transfer this week. He obviously got a hat-trick this week, making it 5 goals and 2 assists, but blanked in the previous 2. He's now second top point scoring forward in the game, ahead of Kane and behind only Haaland. Brentford have great fixtures all the way up until Gameweek 16, apart from Chelsea in Gameweek 12. They're still in the EFL Cup, but not in Europe, so have decent rest between games. Toney is their talisman and attacking focal point, and expecting to play most minutes. The next most popular forward transfer is Mitrovic, who got another goal last week against Spurs. He now has 6 goals in 6 matches, only blanking once, and even missing a penalty in that one. Fulham have great fixtures from Gameweek 8, so I'll probably prioritise Toney this week against Southampton. Mitrovic has Chelsea, which is tricky on paper, but maybe they'll struggle after Tuchel's sacking. Mitrovic has also proven fairly fixture-proof so far, with goals against Liverpool, Arsenal and Spurs. So if you own Toney, perhaps it's worth a transfer this week to get Mitrovic in. He's a player I may be bringing in next week, and looking likely to be on my Gameweek 9 wildcard. The third most popular forward transfer is Haaland, and if you don't own already, why not? He's taken the league by storm. Yes, he will get rotated at some point, but he's too good not to own. More FPL. Now let's look at midfielders, starting with Rashford, by far the most popular transfer this week. He got 2 goals and 1 assist to add to the assist he got last week and the goal against Liverpool. Man United have recovered from a disastrous opening 2 games, and we can start to look at their options. They have mixed fixtures coming up, especially after the next 2 weeks, so not one for the long term. But if, like me, you're wildcarding in Gameweek 9, the next 2 fixtures against Palace and Leeds look nice. Rashford looks like a good pick for the price, especially while Martial remains on the sidelines. But with Ronaldo waiting in the wings and increased competition on the flanks, rotation will be a worry. New signing Antony is the third most popular transfer this week after his debut goal against Arsenal. He's clearly a player that Ten Hag trusts from Ajax as he started while Casemiro remained benched. But I think it's too early to be getting him in, as his Ajax goal and assist stats weren't amazing. In the Eredivisie last season, he got 8 goals and 4 assists in 23 matches, and the Premier League is tougher. The next most popular transfer after Rashford is Allister, who's been in great goal-scoring form recently. He has 4 goals in his last 3 games, but 3 of those were penalties, and he has low XG otherwise. So you'd have to question how sustainable that is, but he still looks good value at 5.6 million. The next 2 fixtures look good before they face Liverpool and Spurs in successive game weeks. But we recently got news that Brighton's game against Palace in Gameweek 8 is postponed. That should be reason enough to avoid for now, whether or not you've wildcarded already. It also serves as a reminder that early transfers can be risky, even if this kind of thing is pretty rare. There's a concern that other games could be affected, but we don't have any more information currently. More FPL. Now let's look at defenders, starting with Trippier, by far the most popular transfer this week. He's now second top point scoring defender behind only Cancelo, with 1 goal and 3 clean sheets. Upcoming fixtures look decent, and they've also done well in what's been a tough start to the season. With Trippier's set-piece involvement, you expect more goals and assists to come in future. They've only conceded 6 goals, and the clean sheet against Brighton looks particularly impressive now. He's someone I brought in last week, and I think he'll make my Gameweek 9 wildcard squad. Next is Cancelo, who's top point scoring defender, despite not looking as attacking as last season. He's got 1 goal and 1 assist, but just hasn't got as high up the pitch as we're used to seeing. City only have 1 clean sheet in the last 4 games, after getting 2 from 2 at the start of the season. The upcoming fixtures are on the tougher side, so it's hard to say how many clean sheets they'll get. But with other premium defences like Liverpool and Chelsea misfiring, City still look like the best bet. Last is Dalot for a United defence that got 2 clean sheets before conceding to Arsenal. Notably in those 2 clean sheets was the fact that Dalot hoovered up all 3 bonus points. As mentioned before, the fixtures are mixed after the next 2, so I'm not sure about Dalot longer term. United have looked more solid defensively in recent weeks, against good and weaker opposition though. He looks good for the price, and also has attacking threat, shown with his assist against Southampton. More FPL. Finally, let's look at goalkeepers, starting with Pope, by far the most popular transfer this week. He's the top point scoring goalkeeper, just ahead of Salah, with 3 clean sheets. For me, he's looking like the standout pick, and is in my current Gameweek 9 wildcard draft. He seems to have a good combination of clean sheet potential, as well as saves and bonus points. As mentioned, upcoming fixtures look decent, and he should continue to score well. Next is Sanchez, who's 4th top point scoring keeper, also with 3 clean sheets. He's probably the pick of the 4.5 million-ish options, ahead of Henderson, who's relied on 2 penalty saves. For the same reasons as before, he should be avoided until at least Gameweek 9 now. He's certainly a consideration for my wildcard if I need to save a bit of cash versus Pope. Last is Pickford, who has 1 clean sheet, been doing well for saves, and even got an assist. With the news of a 2 or 3 week spell at least on the sidelines, he should be avoided, obviously. I'm not sure I'd even get him anyway, as I prefer Sanchez in that kind of price range. More FPL. Finally, I just wanted to touch on Salah, who's been transferred out by a huge amount of managers. If I was on a wildcard, I think I'd lose Salah as he's too much for a player I'm not captaining. I think I'll hold him for Wolves, but then maybe move to De Bruyne ahead of my wildcard. On wildcard, I'm planning to lose Salah and may perma-captain Haaland going forward. Thank you so much for watching, I really appreciate it. Give it a like if you enjoyed it. What are your transfer plans for this game week, and has this video helped your decision making? Add your own thoughts and questions in the comments, and I'll try to get through as many as I can. Never miss a pre-season video or game week preview by subscribing and turning on notifications. More FPL.